Hey, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash. Hey, this is your brother Eldai Athan, back at you with another video. Hey, I want to say double honor to the elders, apostles here at Great Millstone. Shalom to you members of the elect out there. So this video, I got the depression on the screen, but this video is just to show you an example of Proverbs 29:2, a manifestation of that. And Proverbs 29:2 says this. It says, well, let me start at 1 because that ties in as well. It says, he that being often reproved hardeneth his neck shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. Verse 2 says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Now, this is a scripture that we bring out frequently. We have been throughout the years. But this morning, I stepped out of the house. I went to get some coffee because my plan was to go to the gym. As I was leaving the coffee, this huge Suburban, I was taking a right out of the lot, and to the left, there's cars coming. And there was a line of cars that had formed, and they were taking a left. I was at an intersection, so I took my right, and out of nowhere, this big SUV just comes barreling, and all I see in my rear view, I didn't even see this SUV, so I know it was speeding. So when I get on a street after taking a right, I hear a beep, beep, beep. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I look in the rear view and I see this big black SUV, it looked like a Suburban. It was running up on me, and it swerved to avoid hitting me. And I was just saying to myself, look at this crazy fool, And we say all the times amongst ourselves and on the videos that these people on the roads, they're nuts, they're crazy. You could see the mentality or the lack thereof of the people here in America when you drive on the streets, because when you're driving on the road, you need to be on point. You need critical thinking skills. You need your fight or flight responses to be accurate and on point. But these people, they just drive like maniacs. So the spirit had me, when I got home, when I got back to the crib safe and sound, from these crazy, that's why I don't like stepping out the house, man, because these people out here, they're just nuts. So spirit said, look up the number of people on depression, and I got some stats. So I want to bring out the stats, and I want to tie this into Proverbs 29:2, because this just exemplifies this scripture even more. When the wicked beareth rule, people mourn. So the majority of Americans or a good number of them are I'll say the majority, because it says 66% of Americans have been diagnosed with depression. Let me see if I can find that somewhere. This one says 26 ages 18 and older. I found a recent one that said 26%. I mean 66%. But anyway, if you look at this, right, it says an estimated 21 million adults in the United States have at least one major depressive episode. That represents 8.4 of all U.S. adults. That means 8 out of 10 people you see have had at least one major depressive episode. And the majority of that are women, right? As you can see right here. The women far outnumber the men. I'm looking for that 66%. But anyway, if you look here, about 1 in 4 women experience clinical depression during their lifetime. Now, if you ever check out accidents, when you're driving, major accidents, minor accidents, especially on a highway, there's always a woman involved. I'm not getting on women. This is an observation. It just happens to be a fact. There's always a woman involved. And I'll make a bet with myself whenever I drive by a major car crash. And I'll say Yo, I ain't done. I bet you there's a woman involved. And guess what? I always win the bet. So this is actually part of the curses. If you go to Isaiah 1:5, it says, "Why should you be stricken anymore?" Now the Most High is talking to Israel. Why should you be stricken anymore? Because the Most High put Israel through captivity after captivity after captivity, and our people don't seem to get the message. It says, "Ye will revolt more and more, the whole head is sick." So every captivity the Most High put us through, and they've been gradually worse, it's like Israel just revolts more and more. The more hell the Most High puts on Israel, the more they go off. So Most High is like, why should I even bother to try to correct you anymore? The only option I have left is just to get rid of you. So the Lord said the whole head is sick and the whole heart is faint. The whole heart is faint, meaning Israel just completely gave up the fight. The mentality of Israel now is, hey, well, if you can't fight them, join them. So Israel completely conceded to the ways of the enemy. And that really gave way during the time of the Greeks. When you read into the Maccabees, how Israel, starting with the heads of Israel, said, look, F it. Same thing they said when they came out of Egypt. Like, look, if we don't join this Greek life, we're going to miss out on all the benefits. So they conceded and they made a treaty with the Greeks to concede to their ways and their customs. And they started doing away with their own ways up until you have today in 2023, where you have our own people talking about they're atheists and they don't believe in a higher power. So the Most High said the whole head is sick. That's called mental illness. And in one of these studies, it said that people, right here, an estimated 26% of Americans 18 and older, about 1 in 4 adults suffer from a diagnosable mental disorder in a given year. Many people suffer from more than one mental disorder at a given time. And again, I'm going to have to call out the women, because it's the majority of you that have these mental disorders, and you do have multiple mental disorders. Depression is a huge one, prevalent, and there's another prevalent one called let me try to remember it, borderline personality, something called borderline, let me find it, see if I can find it, borderline, yeah, BPD, borderline personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder is a mental illness that severely impacts a person's ability to manage their emotions. This loss of emotional control can increase impulsivity, affect how a person feels upon themselves, and negatively affects their relationship with others. Now, let me see if we can get some stats. Look at this. Why are women diagnosed with borderline more than men? It says right here that 75% of females, a 3-in-1 female to male gender ratio is quite pronounced for a mental disorder. So look, brothers and sisters, we not just bashing on women or talking ish. Like, these are facts, statistical facts, that women are batshit nuts. Now, this is the reason why. The reason why is because, here, let me read this. Isaiah 24. It says, the earth is defiled also under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. What is the laws and the ordinances the Most High set up? 1 Corinthians 11:3. The Most High is the head, Yahushai second. The man is third, head of the household. The woman is fourth. The man is over the woman. Here in America, you women have fought for equal rights. You want to do everything a man does. The Most High created men and women with their own purposes or their own roles in life. You women, you fought to be like men. So now you got what you want. And as a result of that, you're suffering a curse, which is you're going batshit crazy because you're going out there trying to do something you're not supposed to be doing. So in other words, what you're doing is you're taking a, what's a good example? You're trying to take a fork and use it like it's a knife. Or you're trying to take a spoon and use it like a knife. It's not gonna work. You know what's gonna happen? You trying to do what a spoon with a knife does, you're gonna get frustrated, you're gonna go crazy. Try cutting a piece of steak with a spoon. Tell me you're not gonna get frustrated after trying to do that. Because a spoon is not meant to be cutting things. Just like a woman is not made to be doing or taking on the burdens that a man is supposed to be taking on. Men thrive in times of distress and times of chaos. That's when men thrive, because our job is to put things in order. Women thrive in comfort. Men thrive in discomfort. So when you try to put a woman to do what a man does and a man to do what a woman does, it causes chaos and it causes borderline, I keep saying it wrong, borderline personality disorder. It causes depression. Again, it says the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken the everlasting covenant. And I'm gonna add this, and it's not a show to get on women, but this ties back to you. I'm gonna make this point that Esau just used y'all to do Esau just used you to push his agenda forward, which is to turn everything upside down, Isaiah 29:16. He used you women. Now that he's done with you, pursuant to Isaiah 32, he's gonna start doing away with your rights. And part of that, he used you to set the way for this whole transmission agenda. Now these transmissions, which are men that have decided one day to want to be women, now what they're doing is they're taking on the benefits of the women. They're switching over because they realize that being a transmission and women have more rights than men these days, which you have fought for. So now they're fighting and they're beating you in your own domain. What you fought for, the men still are beating you in it because they're becoming women now and they're beating you in your own territory. So they're going to start taking all your secretary positions, all your teacher roles, your nurse roles. Is going to be a bunch of transmissions. So at the end of the day, you women, you still lose at the end of the day. All right? Anyway, I mentioned Esau because when you read down to verse 6, it says, "Therefore has the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left." And this curse of depression, mental disorder, that's part of the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. But that curse, the Most High used Esau to amplify that curse because he set up this whole system. Going back to Proverbs 29:29, when the wicked bear through, the people mourn. So he used Esau to set up this system in a way to where everything is turned upside down and people are suffering from stress. Men as well, but men, we don't operate on emotions, we operate on logic. So manly men, their brain or their logic overpowers the emotion. Women, their emotions overpower their logic, okay? But going back to the curse, Isaiah, right? The curse has devoured the earth, right here. So this is why this curse of depression is so rampant, because that's part of the curses. And this curse was pushed by Esau. In reality, Esau is a curse that the Most High created. Esau is the curse of the earth because all this stuff is manifested through Esau. So when you go through Isaiah 34, this just to prove the point, Isaiah 34:5, it says, "For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment." So the people of the Lord's curse is Idumea, which is the Greek way of Esau or Edom. The Greek way of saying Edom is Idumea, which is the so-called white man who is in power today. That represents them. So they set up this whole system, which word system means pit, to keep the American population depressed and in la-la land, so that they can push forth their agenda with the least resistance as possible. But anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. I wanted to cap it at 10 minutes. It's up to 16 now. So this topic could go on, man. It could branch out so many different things. But Lord's will, this was edifying. So this is the manifestation of Proverbs 29:2. And all the other scriptures that I brought out. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash, Shalom.